because there's a crazy energy shift I've been feeling the past, really since lion skating. It's just been like so many different shifts of energy. It's just like, it's intense. I don't know who else is feeling it, but I know apart from the collective, I know there's a lot of cycles are closing, and it's in the air, man. It's like the air is lighter from toxic energy. Of course, there is some karmic residues who keep, trying to come around and bring up the past. Those are the ops. Make no mistake about it. Those are the ops in the camp. You're having a meeting. There's that one person who has to bring up a toxic situation, or a situation that people, or that is surrounding particular people or a person that are trying to let it go. Trust and believe that's someone who has let something demonic control them, let the devil, or through them, whether it be temporarily, or is that's just what they are, the contract they sign with their lower self, the demons. So there's that. They think they're speaking truth. And I'm like, what is in the past is no longer a truth. It was a truth, but it's no longer a truth, right? So it's a truth that is no longer relevant. Kind of like the opinion of a scientist. And it's I don't know, it's been weird because I've been waking up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like the other night, I just woke up at like 1. I was like, I just hit like 300 push-ups based on like triceps and things like that. I've been waking up and just going to work, just working out, and it's been really like refreshing to me. And sorry, I'm trying to like adjust something here. And like I said, there's a lot of cycles coming to a close. There's like there's a new world order, but it's not what these people who are trying to maintain power and control over people are, because there's a lot of illusions breaking, a lot of spells breaking, and things like that. And a lot of people are like resisting the change by trying to bind you to certain lower energies and into the past of things, and how things, the good old days. And in the words of some president, ex-president, who I don't really know even what's going on right now, because it doesn't matter. That's how big this shift is. It doesn't matter who's gonna be the president, because it's just gonna be like, of course, with every change there comes like a huge decline on resources, because the systems are changing as well. There's like, and then martial law and all that other crazy shit. So I'm saying take care of each other. Those who are in the collective, those who are on the up and up, and anybody who's still on that hell-bent bullshit. Oh, I don't like you because of this and that. Da 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 da. It's certain energies I don't entertain. Like I don't even look up for you. I don't make eye contact with you because I don't respect you. Like you entertain a certain energy, or you're in a certain energy, I can't respect you, and I can't entertain you because it will cost me too much spiritually to do so, because you are, spiritually just fucking bankrupts, man. It's like people take it as a sign of fear or submission. It's not that at all. It's just like you either never had or have lost respect, and therefore lost any power that you could have with, or you can never have power over me. But people, that's the energy shift. Like things are changing meanings even, and all this looking for dirt on other people. It was never, that was never anything that was more than an illusion. It's just like, okay, if a person has moved past and changed their character, their behavior, and whatever, what have you. Like me, I just let you think what you want to, and like don't really give. I might stir I was a stir the pot type of person, and I'm trying to break free from that. Okay, I'm really trying that. For anybody who's been around me, I will throw a little dash it, because motherfuckers they really don't know what they're thinking they're stirring the pot, but they don't know, and maybe they are, but they don't know the ingredients that are in that pot. It just ends up blowing up in their face. And this has happened with the people in power and control. trying to use fear, shame, doubt, guilt, whatever ego-based, fear and shame-based tactics that they like to use. I fear nobody. If you eat, sleep, shit, breathe like me, bleed, you ain't nobody to be afraid of. Like that, and that's just point blank sentence in period. Like, I cannot fear you, because I'm just like, you literally, you are what you are. You are who you are spiritually. Like, you don't mean anything to me on this 3D. You might have power and control, whatever, but it's like, my whole thing is, if you are in fear of this 3D, keep your mouth off me. Like, keep your mouth off of me. Like, if you can't talk to me face to face, talk about me face to face like you would in a group of people or with somebody else, if you can't face a single person by yourself, you need to leave that motherfucker alone, because clearly that's not somebody that you and your ranking and status need to be fucking with. And that's just the bottom line. If you need crowd courage, or you need if you need to go out of your way and find somebody to, like, talk about a person, that person definitely outranks you in the spiritual realm. And you can say that somebody gonna be there in spirit all you want to, but you better be careful what you ask for, because some of these motherfuckers right now, they took people out and they're looking for a scapegoat because they're being haunted. They're looking for a scapegoat to take out when they think somebody in the flesh is after them. No, it's somebody in spirit. It's somebody that you have fucked up or gotten killed directly or indirectly. And that motherfucker's haunting you in spirit, man. Like, it's like, it's not, and you sitting up here trying to recruit help. I'm just like, I'm just here in my purpose, and people, it's like people with no purpose, or the collective. I'll say the collective. I need to stop being, it's not always about me. Of course, it is, but it isn't, because it's like we all go through kind of the same thing, with our own fingerprint collectively, right? So, everybody who is in their purpose, they're not worried about the petty shit. They're, like, it might get to us from time to time, because it's like, are you fucking serious? Like, we're literally here to help you, you motherfuckers. Yeah, and you just literally, like, are just like, fuck that. We'd rather be fucked up in the head. And it does get frustrating. It's just like, people, they try to paint Jesus as somebody who never flew off the handle, or and maybe he didn't, and maybe it was just like, some things he said may have rubbed some people the wrong way, and then he had to leave them behind, because, like, you still do not get the point. Like, regular communication wasn't working, being loving wasn't working. So sometimes the next best thing is to curse a person out, and sometimes they get it, but most of the times they don't, and they get in their ego, and then it's just like, okay, I never knew you, just like, goodbye, just, I have to walk away now, right? But it's like, people who aren't in their purpose, who have, who let the devil run their mouth like that, they, man, they try to distract other people from being in their purpose. It's just like, if you're not in your purpose, that's cool, but don't drag other people into hell with you, because these people typically aren't happy. If you're with people that you claim to love and care about, and you act like you're having so much fun with them, why are you focused on the collective? Go enjoy them. Go drain their energy. Like, stop fucking with the collective, period. And it's, like, we don't care for your company. Like, we're not checking for y'all, period. It really looks sad for, like, more than one person. You can't even face a person alone. Like, what is that? But you're so much better than this person because you got a click or whatever, or you're able to pull this person, pull that person, like, and it gets sad, and it's just like, and we can make it a racial thing. I can say some things about race that I've seen, and it's hilarious to me, because, like, bitches is getting rejected. These hoe buddies getting rejected, left and right, and by somebody who is not, by men who they typically go after, because they've been so buck busted to believe that, because you can't have it, that's what you want. That was the psychological game that was played, but nobody really wanted that to begin with. It was just a psychological game to get them to want that. It's just like now they're, imitating a whole other race. They don't even want to be themselves. It's like, oh, go grow, grow this and grow that, on yourself. I'm like, just go grow some weed, bitch. I mean, like, grow some, organic plants or something like that. And it's like, it gets sad. And, hit dogs gonna holler, right? If you don't like the shoes, stop putting the motherfuckers on, right? I mean, hey, it is what it is. But if it doesn't make sense. Like, cause all we're here to do is be on our purpose. And, like these people these demonically possessed people are able to activate is insane. But like I said, it did say that this is the Most High gave the devil, right, the dominion over the devil energy. And it's all energies like that, Judas energies. We are a Judas energy's like worst nightmare, because not only did we survive, but we laughed at the motherfucker in their face, right? You're sitting there laughing at them and letting them know that they stupid. And like, because energy jumps vessels, it jumps bodies, it like, say your phone is working one day, you just got a new one, it doesn't work the next day, or it's glitching or whatever. You don't have a virus or anything. It's just the energy. To try to lower your frequency, get you in your emotions, get you in your ego. And that's not to say you shouldn't have emotions about anything. That's just saying, like, it attacks you through the 3D, because that's the only way it can attack you. Through other people, through technology, through mechanics, through your food. And, like, the whole thing is like, when you are in servitude, anything in servitude, anything, especially when you're preparing drinks and food, you better watch your energy, because that shit gets into other people. That energy goes into the food, and that's from the farm to the plate, right? Shout out to Sacramento. From the farm to the plate, it's just like there's energy in every step and process, and where it trades hands for food, and that's drinks too, all the processes and everything like that, all the way down to when that plate leaves your hand and is given to a customer. Even when it's put on an inanimate object, if your energy is around an inanimate object, that is your like workstation or whatever, check your fucking energy, because that shit is getting into people's vessels. People are consuming that shit, and ingestion is the quickest way for anything to get to anybody on the 3D ingestion. So, and that's activating these karmic ass people to sit up and, be ungrateful and, bite the hand that feeds them, basically, right? Because, like, I'm definitely feeding myself. Definitely. It's my work that's going into this stuff. It's my work, I'm the one working, right? Whether, you can say that, you're paying me, but I can grow this same food and prepare it myself. So, either way, they want their thing is they want power and control over themselves, over other people, because they don't have it over their own life. Turn off this. A little chilly this morning. Like somewhere they're getting treated like shit by their boss, while they're sitting behind a desk or whatever, and it's like they got all this stored up energy that they don't know how to transmute, because they've been focused on their ego for so long, and they've basically satiated their ego for so long and refuse to transmute the energy into something productive and positive that grows them as an individual, right? And then they store it up, and it's like misdirected energy. Like, go take that shit out on yourself. Get a punching bag or something if you're feeling so bad. That's why, part of why I started martial arts, because I got around people I knew could kick my ass. I'm not gonna, and that's another weird thing that people really, like, it just needs to stop. That's the energy is like overconfidence is a motherfucker, right? It's like you get, like, everybody's got a puncher's chance. It's kind of that kind of thing. Yes, everybody does have a puncher's chance. Even the most professional boxers can get knocked the fuck out by somebody on the streets because they had a puncher's chance. It was just that person's day. Whatever, but to go around and brag about it like how to fight is hilarious to me. And, like, it kind of, translate, but it really doesn't. It's like, oh yeah, you're a bully in the office, but you know, you meet somebody, you know, and that's why this energy likes to attack you while you work, while you're trying to get paid, while you're trying to, you know, profit from your work. And you know, like I was saying, one of the reasons I started martial arts, so I wouldn't have misdirected anger. Like, if I have a problem with you, that problem is with you. It's not with you and your friends. You know, I'm not gonna sit here. If I don't like you, I'm just not gonna like you, or you know, not even not like you. If I don't fuck with you and what you do, your energy, I'm just gonna do that by myself. I'm not gonna try to recruit everybody around you and around me to not fuck with you. Like, and that's one reason I can't mess with gossips, man or woman. It's really sad to see a fucking man as a gossip, like, and he's gossiping. I'm like, that shit is so, like, how emasculated do you have to be a fucking man and be sitting up there and let something get to your head like that, your mind? I don't know. It's just like, it's the look in his eyes when a man gossips. It's just like, it's a sad fucking, it's like, it's almost heartbreaking, because he let that energy that level of energy, that Jezebel energy take over. It's just like, oh no, like, that is, it's actually nauseating. You know, like, you can sit up here and talk about whatever else you want to about me, but that shit is in spirit just nauseating. I get sick to my stomach every time I see a man after he just finished gossiping. Like, what? It's just like, there's conversation and there's gossiping. Conversation is actually solution oriented, right? You're trying to get somewhere with this, and gossip is just like, you're just a silly little bitch, huh? Like, you're goofy ass. I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to get. It irks me, but I couldn't. Yeah, and some of it, you know, like, everybody has been around or been with or whatever, had a friendship with a gossip. I don't mess with gossipy women either too much. You know, I don't really, you know, like, gossip is a part of, you know, it happens. You know, it happens. But, you know, like, there's certain females I don't deal with because all they do is gossip and they lower the fucking frequency of wherever they are, and it's just like, ew. It's like, you can stop talking to me. You can gossip about me all you want to, as long as you never talk to me again, right? You can never speak to me. You should never speak to me again, or like, at least change your character before you do. Can you wipe that bullshit off from around your mouth before you talk to me? Like, I smell it on your breath. And yeah, it just gets bad. And then, okay, so they want to join you when they realize they can't join you, right? Because either they don't even understand the base of what you're saying, and usually when people don't understand what you're saying, they try to write you off as crazy, and then they start with the insults, and then they start, you know, when they see that doesn't get to you, it's like that. It's a constant state of, like, escalation for no reason. Like, you don't have to do anything to these people, is what I keep finding out, and I'm not even fucking around to find out. It's just like, you don't have to do shit to these people. And they let these energies inhabit their bodies, and they let them activate them to do that to their life. You know, just like, and that's the energy shift. That's the shit that's being taken out slowly but surely. Well, not even slowly. It's like, it's actually happening quite fast, you know, according to divine timing, by way of divine timing. And that's the shit that's getting weeded out, because who needs that in their corporations, their companies? And that, you know, that goes all the way to the top. Like, we're at headquarters and stuff, this shit is happening. And, you know, these are the people that they will be falling. You know, it looks good now. You know, they're taking some hits now that they're able to quickly recover from, but it's like the recovery time becomes slower and slower. It's kind of like an open wound, and if you refuse to fix it, if you refuse to transmute the energy of that wound and, like, carefully care for it, properly care for it, then it's just going to turn into a big ass gaping wound that, you know, you can't recover from, and it becomes infected, which, you know, in most cases, sadly, in a lot of corporations, a lot of would-be great businesses, right, great workplaces, that energy just didn't get transmuted fast enough. businesses too. You know, you're struggling to survive and you're sitting up fucking gossiping and like lowering the frequency of the people, and you know, it's lowering the frequency of your environment as a whole. The ambiance, you know, is what they call, you know, is what they call an ambiance. It is a frequency, you know, and that gets lowered. You know, like if you go to, I don't know if you've ever been to a restaurant and you can sense the energy between staff. It's that, you know, it's that right there, you know, and like nobody's bringing that energy. You know, you can't be. They're betraying themselves. They're betraying their own, you know, the shit they're trying to build. They're betraying it. It's basically what's going on. You know, whether they're just a part of it and just like have a work employee mindset and trying to just collect a check. You know, and I think that's what my issue is in and of itself. Is like, I'm pretty sure I don't have an employee's mindset, and that's you know, I'm not trying to ride somebody else's coattails and, you know, get to the top or be a social climber or anything like that. But I also know it takes a certain social ability to be a boss, right? Which is, you know, why I get requests and things like that. You know, that's how you get it. You know, you go in, you put your best foot forward. You know, it's kind of like, I guess, the human thing to do. You put, you know, until, you know, somebody else lets a energy that, or you let an energy that come in that completely destroys your connections, and this and that. You know, but typically it's usually with the collective, it's like the other people, and that's not denying accountability. That's just what it is. Like, you tried to be, you know, we tried to be like the helpmate or whatever. We tried to be, you know, the quote unquote Adam's rib, and then, you know, Adam just, you know, threw the whole you know, threw the shit away. Just like, okay, so it didn't want that. They didn't want Lilith, right? Because, you know, this whole thing is about destiny swap, right? And so they pick up a Eve and, you know, start, and then Eve bought him a TV or some shit like that. He starts watching TV and, you know, basically declining the sharpness of his brain, and he's, you know, consuming, and you can consume things mentally too, right? Through TV, by what you ingest in your mind. It's not just food. In your mind, what do you watch on TV? What's coming out of your mouth? Your orifices are how things get into your vessel, right? And also you can let certain energies into your vessel by what you speak, what you choose to listen to, and how you choose to perceive it. And, you know, I can't say the world is lost, but I can tell you, on some real shit, I woke up about 1 o'clock this morning, and I, you know, like, got a glimpse of the near future, and in the near future could be anywhere from now and 20 years, you know, because it's like, time is a man-made construct, right? So 20 years could be 20 minutes in divine timing, right? So that's why I say the near future is just like, it was, I woke up in tears. I didn't wake up, I just started crying, because I'm like, the energy of the despair that's why I say take care of each other, man. Take care of yourself so you can take care of each other, because it was a rough one. It was a rough one, that one. Like, the night before, I actually woke up laughing because my ancestors were talking shit. Like, I was in the ethers with it, and they were just like, you know, putting in work on the karmics. You know, I got my spirit team down here. They're working and transmuting energy, trying not to let that bullshit overtake them. Hella hilarious. It's just like, you know, and I'll have days like this one. Like, it's just funny. Like, when I look into somebody's mind, and it's just like, the ancestors start talking, like, what the fuck? But last night it was just intense. It was just like, I was picking up on other people's emotions, you know, because I'm empathic, and it's just like, shit, man, I don't want to feel that. But, you know, it's part of it, and I feel like that was me crying all the tears I'm gonna cry for the future, and I time to sit up there and like try to figure out a meal plan and everything like that, a smoothie is a great way. Just look up, have key ingredients, of course. Like every kitchen has key ingredients. Like every kitchen has salt and pepper and, probably some seasonal and, like those type of key ingredients, but in the form of foods. Definitely it's a good time to start planting foods. It's a good time to start growing foods, and it's a good time to start relocating. Like, and I know that's a big move for some people. Some people have families, but wherever you need to be, like say if the world was, sorry, say that, the world was to go into famine, it's a good time to try to decide where you would best be able to reap harvest, right? All your access points and everything like that. So, honestly, mobile homes are a great idea. Like they tried to shun it, and I'm glad they did, because it's like there's not so many on the road. Hooray for me, right? Because I do live in one, and I have been enjoying the shit out of the thing. Let me tell you, because it's just good to be able to get up and go, and then you're living a life that most people have to pay extra for. It's just like, and because like a collective, most of the collective, they well, I can't say most, but some of us, right? We like to be out and about. And, we're nature people. We like to be out in nature. So going to park it, being able to get up and change your scenery, and it doesn't cost you a damn thing but gas money, right? Which is crazy expensive right now. It's truly a beautiful thing, especially if you have the skills to create your heaven on earth. If you have, like, we don't have to go to the expensive restaurants, because we are the fine dining. We are the expensive restaurants. We can make these drinks, these cocktails, and everything like that. These mixed drinks, whatever they're calling, mixology, all that stuff. We can literally like sit at home and just enjoy it. And it's just like it's that much tastier because it's the fruits of our labor. It's the fruits of the work that we put in, and more people should try it. That's all I gotta say. It's the fruits of their labor, what they decided to put their discipline into, instead of typing away at a keyboard and being mad at the people who cook our food, and trying to take out to misdirect their aggression and anger at people who are of servitude to them. Because if you're misplacing, if you're directing your anger towards someone who is literally there to basically make you happy, you might get paid for it, but basically, make sure you're good, make sure you're okay. You might just be a piece of shit, and I say that with my full chest. Like maybe you might be. Like some people it's a lapse in judgment, and some people it's literally a way of life. And to those people, I say fuck you. 2 of these and 1 of those. You know what I'm talking about. It's just like you can literally never come to me for anything. You can avoid me. As a matter of fact, like I'm good. Like I don't do too well. It's not good to be an ingrate. Like just to think of the simple fact that somebody like you wasn't forgotten. Like them wasn't forgotten this morning. Like they got up with all of their functioning parts and functioning properly, right? All of their limbs, the breath they breathe, like the air, and just to do that, just to like prove that they are just hell-bent on wasting the Most High's gifts that were bestowed upon him. Because like everybody has like these abilities of sight. They just don't tap into them because they sit there and neglect them because they're worried about group thinking. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, yeah, we call it collective, but we all have our own individual contribution to it. Like, when you have nothing to contribute but insults, like, what good are you? Unnecessary people. Like, just truly, really and truly. And, like, why do you, why do you think you deserve to be here on this planet? Or do you just not want to be here? If that's the case, then okay, I get it. You just don't fucking care to be here. That's understandable. I can, like that just makes more sense than, oh yeah, like I'm enjoying my life being a piece of shit, like just that, trying to destroy other people. And like, just know that's the energy that's leaving, and that's the shift that's happening. These people, there are more people in place to correct that. More people who are getting on their purpose, getting on their path, and it's like, it's truly, really and truly beautiful. And those are the ones that are going to survive the storm. Those who stop getting distracted by the fact that this is all an illusion that they cast over the masses to make us think that we need them. These are, like I said, truly unnecessary energies, entities, and people. And the illusion has been cast that we didn't already have all the shit we needed right in front of us. Now we got all these damn buildings. We got all, like, okay, it's nice to have a car to drive in and things like that. Like certain stuff, has proven to be very useful for us and our purpose that they have built. But a lot of this stuff is totally unnecessary. Like, your own brain can't entertain you. That you have to go out, you literally have to go out and drink to feel like you're an interesting person. Like, oh, it's one reason, like, a lot of us can't work office jobs, because I don't give a fuck about how much you drank and how shit-faced you got this weekend, Karen. Like, I don't care. Like, that's, cool story, bro. It's just like, you could chug a can of beer, like, who gives a fuck? Like, because anything in excess is poison. And that's where disease comes from. It's just like, oh, you can't be crying at somebody's funeral about how they, well, you can, but what sense does it make to cry about somebody dying from alcohol poisoning? You know what it was. Okay, you know that you did that shit so much. You literally drank so much that it was toxic and poison to you. And at some point your body was profusely rejecting that shit. Right? Profusely. Like, violent vomiting, and like probably to the point that you're coughing up blood and people want to cry at you. No, I'm not gonna, like, it's wild. And it's like, this is the lack of logic that these people have. And it's just like, and this is the stuff that they bind themselves to, and it's like they think that the collective gives a fuck about their opinion, what they have to say about us from the past, because the us now would never want to fit in with them. Thus from the past, like, okay, we'll try to work with them and be cohesive with them, but now it's just like, we don't, like, okay, cool, go do you, little dude or little girl. Like, please, by all means, like, stop with the mean girls, stop with the bullshit. Like you want to laugh at somebody, go laugh around the corner like the fucking coward you are. Like, you want to go, you want to sit up and like gossip about somebody, go do that shit, but don't like go and smile in their face later. Like, that's just like super trash behavior. And it's just like why do you think you deserve the energy that you're trying to pull from me? Why do you think you deserve eye contact? You don't. Like, it's like your character is not respectable. Like, we all make mistakes. And then, like, but when you're not man or woman enough to own up to those mistakes, and then you try to go around and put that shit off on, put your karmic energy on somebody else and make them try to live out your karma, just fuck you, okay? Just, like, no. It's just a no. It's just like, that's not how things are gonna keep going. It's basically what the energy is. There's spiritual law being laid down, because there's so many spiritual laws that have been trampled on. I mean, just shit on, like, they just, like, the Most High didn't say anything about this, like, at all. Like, your intuition didn't tell you shit. Like, you just, I'm just gonna keep doing it, and keep singing and singing and singing. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah, that's the energy shift that's happening. Like, the sorrow, I cried the tears I needed to cry this morning, like at 1 a.m. because it's just like, I used to feel sorry for these people when they were getting bad karma. I really did. I used to want to help, but I think that was a purge, a spiritual purge. And I think some of the other energies I was picking up on were the karma that these karmics are currently going through, right? Because I know they know they're in sorrow. They can try to come out, put on, who doesn't try to come out and put on a brave face? Let's just face it, nobody wants to cry in front of other people, but sometimes it just fucking happens, and then sometimes you do it, like the result is not what you think it would. You feel like it would be the illusion that was cast, especially when you're around the right people, because you can never say too much around the right people, right? You can say the wrong things around the right people, but you can never say too much around them. You can never share too much around the right people. Of course, there's things you want to, you don't keep it secret. You keep it sacred. You don't keep it secret. And, some things that, there's a time and a place for everything, but you just find yourself around those people, and that's your soul tribe. It's just like you make a mistake and they remind you of the good you did. It's like we know that you made a mistake, and that's what matters. And we know that you're willing to correct that mistake and, work on that mistake, make it right. And that's all we need. We don't need you to sit there and suffer. And, we don't want you to suffer. That's why we're willing to help you through this mistake. Those are your soul tribe. Not these motherfuckers, those are your ops that are trying to keep you bound to it and keep you from healing yourself as well as healing each other. Because it's each one reach one, and when you reach one, you teach one. And that's just where where it's going. That's the law that's being laid down. Like, we're going to heal each other, and we're going to heal this planet, right? Because it's just like our frequency matters to the planet. Because it's just like, it's not they say the world is in it. The world ain't going any damn where. The earth is not moving. Like, it's like, unless the Most High takes it out itself with like a big ass asteroid or something, or it just implodes or something, whatever. Don't want to really think about that. It seems pretty horrific, especially if we're still inhabiting the planet. It's not the planet that's going anywhere, it's us. It's these vessels, these humans, or certain energies and frequency. If you're operating on a certain frequency, by a certain at a certain timeline, you're gonna get picked off. Your own frequency is gonna take you out. And that's just what it is. That's what I'm seeing. That's the message I'm getting. You're gonna be taken out by your own frequency or somebody of your own frequency. If you're operating below a certain frequency at a certain point on the timeline, down the x-axis. And I feel like it's going to be a mass occurrence at first. And then there may be some that did survive and then they drop, it's just like what I'm basically trying to say is a certain frequency would not be able to exist on certain timelines. And, that's why it's best now to learn all the stuff they didn't teach you in these fucking school systems, right? I think back in my day we had home ec, and they did teach us how to plant, grow a plant, and that was it. Right? That might be all they taught us. They didn't teach us how to really tend to, water. But now there's so much shit in the soil, in the air. There's additives and stuff like that, like different types of fertilizer and stuff like that, and trust that shit. Like, fuck them, fuck their contracts and their smiles. Take that shit back, man. Like, that's a warrior class over there. I went over there and did martial arts with those people, the Hawaiians, the Polynesians, and it's not a game. It's just like, even on their playtime, that shit is like, it's harsh, man. It's brutal. It's like, but I was just playing. It's just like, no, that did not feel like you were playing. But okay, but I get it. Those are, a true warrior class, real shit, and they're over there with classes. Like, it's it's like a contractual buck busting is what it is. And like, they wanted to make it about race, right? At first, that's what it really came down to for them. And that stuff is starting to be used against them, right? Because what were you doing under this race card? What were you throwing, blue eyes, white privilege out for? Like, I don't know if anybody ever saw Yu-Gi-Oh, but why were you throwing down that? It's a trap card. You know what I mean? Like, it was always a trap card. But yeah, it's a lot of them. Those contracts are about to be null and void. They're about to be ripped up and thrown back in some of their faces. And because Hawaii wasn't exactly given away, it was like overthrown by some shady businessman who came over there, and they just really wanted the land, and they just overtook the shit. Like, they didn't tell the whole story. They definitely did not tell the whole story. And you start telling the truth, you're close to the truth, or you're telling the truth, because you get attacked by some of the people from these damn cults with these contracts, and they're cults, and like, there's no fucking denying that. They're fucking cults. Like, a lot of these church members and stuff like that, in the name, like blasphemy in the name of God, because when you commit acts like these people have been committing, it's blasphemy. And that's just there's no way around it, because there's no way the Most High told you to do that shit. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm on my way to put in some good work, be of servitude, and do the shit I love to do, right? Even though sometimes there's just a bunch of bullshit surrounding me, but it's easy to block that out, for the most part. When you just love what the fuck you do, you're literally there and you're doing what you're there to do, and you're passionate about what you do. It's not hard. And with that, I'll leave you collective. Take care of yourself and each other. An idle mind can be the devil's playground, but the preference is the Most High's campus. Love you guys. Take care.